All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin. It's 6 a.m., 6:01 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. So I'm very, very fresh at the moment, and it's another one of those talking with MIZ shows. I love doing this. As I said, I want to do this more frequently. Get you guys to come in and join me in the studio here, I suppose, and talk about anything. Obviously, some of the key topics at the moment is the build-up to the Aston Villa game. So I really want to hear what you guys have to say about that. And of course, the mad week that's coming up next week with the Champions League final build-up. It's going to be epic. Already quite a few people that are here. So thank you so much, Yusuf. My man, you've been waiting. So thank you so much for coming along. Do appreciate that. And I've already got Ishan in the background. I'm going to bring him in. Ishan, how you doing?
Hey, hello, miss. How are you?
Not bad, man. Not bad. You've been waiting for a little while.
Yeah. It's 1:30 here in India, and I think so. It's 6 a.m. in the morning, right, in Australia.
That's right. 6 a.m. in the morning. It's still dark outside. It's not even light yet. So, how's things? How's everything going?
Yeah, everything is going good. Looking forward to the final two games of the season.
Yeah.
Very nerve-wracking. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the Aston Villa game that's coming up. Obviously, it's going to be very interesting. I mean, we got the victory against Leicester, which puts us in a very good situation. Our fate is in our hands, pretty much. Basically, we control our fate. But I have to say, I'm a little bit nervous. Not heaps nervous. I'm a little bit nervous. I mean, if we put out the same team that we put out against Leicester, we should go out there and win. I completely believe in that team. But the fact that Leicester's at home and also Liverpool's at home as well, and let's be honest, Leicester's playing Spurs team, which are not doing that well. And Liverpool at the moment are doing extremely well. I can't picture them losing against Crystal Palace. If we have a little bit of a slip up, we could possibly miss out here. So how are you feeling moving into that Aston Villa game?
Yeah, listen, the worst can happen, right? We can miss out of top four if we lose this game, and even if we draw, we cannot have a breathing space if we have a draw. There is a possibility that Liverpool and Leicester both jumps above us if we draw and they both win their games. So we cannot afford to drop a single point there. So the game against Aston Villa is going to be the season finale. We have to win. We have to win. No two ways about it. And I think so. The build up to the game, it is the Arsenal loss was kind of disappointing, because if we would have got a win there, the season might have been quite settled. Now we would have been in top four, and now this would more. Majorly would have been a friendly game. We could have tested our bench. We could have given chances to the likes of Tammy Abraham or maybe Billy Gilmore, and add up more people there who did not get much game time. But we lost against Arsenal, and now we're in the. Thankfully, we won against Leicester City, mind you. And I think so. Yes, we'll have to go all guns blazing. It's good to know the fact that we have 1 week, one whole week to prepare for the UCL final, so we can go full guns blazing against Aston Villa. And I think so we should do. Yes, Aston Villa had a very good game against Tottenham in the Tottenham Hotspur.
But you know what? Spurs were bad in that game as well.
Yeah,
they weren't that good.
Yes, Tottenham Hotspurs, bottlers they are, so we cannot talk much about them. But yeah, Aston Villa are in good shape. Jack Grealish is back. El Ghazi is blasting in goals. Ollie Watkins has been in a very good form, and I think so. It'll be a difficult task.
And Grealish is back as well, so.
Yes, Grealish is back, and he looks quite well. He looks very good in shape. It does not look like he's been through an injury. So I think so. It'll be a very good it'll be a tough job, but I think so. It should be a good contest, and Chelsea should be through if they win. If they play the way they played against Leicester here in the previous game, I think so. We should be able to do the job.
Yeah, for sure. It's a win. That's all we need. Rehan Hussein, thank you so much for this comment. As long as we do our best, then we don't need to rely on other results. Exactly. It's all up to us. But, first of all, I think I've got Sid here. Sid, how you doing, my man?
Nice, man. What's up?
Good Good stuff. Good stuff. You were messaging me on Instagram, so it's good to have you
Yes.
here. I always love your background. Where are you? Are you at your home or like some sort of
Yeah,
like
I'm
a
at my home.
restaurant or something?
No, I'm at my home. It's my
Nice,
bad
nice,
background.
man. It's very good background. Sid, tell me how you feeling moving into the Aston Villa game. Obviously, we need the victory. Leicester's at home, Liverpool's at home. We're away, and Leicester, they're playing Spurs, who are not really doing that well at the moment, and Liverpool, they don't seem like they're going to lose at the moment. So possibly both of those clubs will probably have a win. How you feeling moving into the Aston Villa game away from home?
I think as long as we play our best team, that was against Leicester, we can win the match. And also that Liverpool is getting supported by VAR. We also saw that,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
we are not
absolutely.
getting supported by VAR.
Yeah, man, you wanted to talk about VAR. Let's talk a little bit about
Yeah.
VAR, man.
You saw
It's
the
funny.
decision against Cavani also. He was offside, clear off, and he was given
You,
the goal.
you
And
know
that goal
what?
against West Brom, the height of Ellison was clearly above the. I don't remember the player. He was
Mm.
above him. He can clearly see the ball, but that was given offside.
Yeah, look, I haven't seen the whole Cavani situation, so I really can't comment on that. But I can comment on our ones. We've had two big decisions go against us, and Thomas Tuchel has mentioned that in post-match, and I want him to keep mentioning this. One, against Arsenal, clear handball when we took the shot. I think it was Mason Mount who took the shot, and one of the Arsenal players blocked it with their hand. That should have been a penalty. And then what about the Leicester one where Timo Werner gets smashed at the back of his leg from Tielemans inside the box and I wasn't given a penalty? The whole thing
It
about
was
VAR for
given a
me,
free kick to Leicester.
yeah, it ended up being a free kick to Leicester, which is unbelievable. How did Timo Werner foul Tielemans? I don't even understand that. The whole thing about VAR is, and I want to hear what you boys have to say, is it was brought in to make sure that we get the biggest mistakes, the clear and obvious mistakes. We make sure that we get that correct. But it seems like now VAR has come in, and even the smallest margin of offsides, they're trying to pick up, an elbow or a knee. Like I feel like that's not the duty why VAR was brought in to make sure that those minute sort of margins. I don't think those just like in cricket, boys. I'm pretty sure you guys watch cricket. I watch cricket as well.
Yeah.
There's a thing called umpire's call. Whenever it's like it's undecided by the third umpire, it goes back to the on-field umpire, like it's umpire's call. What do you think? Do you know what I mean? And I feel like some of those calls need to go back to them. And the whole thing about how VAR looks at this situation, like the Timo Werner one, and they don't give it a penalty. I don't understand. And then they give penalties for other insane situation when you have your hand wrapped around and it touched your hand and it ends up being a handball and you get a penalty. Like it gives all these crazy situations as penalties
That
and
that
ones.
Gabriel Jesus one, which he was going with Billy Gilmore. Billy Gilmore was taking back.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It was just
You know what? You
the
know what,
way.
Miss? Talking about VAR, I
Yeah,
think so. VAR initially, when it was introduced in football, I think so. The main prime focus for VAR was to eradicate human errors and
yeah.
errors made by a referee at that point of time, but not to change the sport. I mean, this is changing the whole sport. This is changing the whole scenario. But
Mm.
on the other hand, if it's not actually the VAR that we should complain about. It's the rule that we should complain about. The rule.
And it's the people. It's the people that's controlling
Yeah,
the VAR. Do you know what I mean? The
yeah, true,
VAR itself is good. It's just the people that are interpreting the situation is they need to see what they're doing.
true,
They
true.
are
And
giving favor to other clubs, and I honestly feel that there is favoritism in this because I saw three or
Man
four
United, Man
decisions in
United's
a
get
week,
yeah, Man United's
and
getting
Man
away with a
United
lot.
is like they even get a sniff, and they are like you gave a penalty.
But
I
yeah,
think so.
Ishan, you
Now
were
it's
gonna say.
getting, yeah. Now it's getting really scary the way this is getting controlled. VAR each and every match you see, especially against Chelsea, there is some sort of controversy that you see, and we are not happy with it. In fact, nobody is happy with it. Talking about the Timo Werner's penalty situation, even the pundits in the Sky Sports and BD Sports, everywhere they said that, the first scenario, the first case, the first where they gave the free kick to Leicester only, that was more of a penalty than the second one, which eventually Jorginho went on to.
100%. 100%.
Yes, it
He
does not
himself
make
said
any
that.
sense. Make it make sense to me. I mean, that was clear penalty, but this is something which could have, gone to VAR and could have given a compensation. You're giving that as penalty. I mean, this is actually ruining the game. There has to be some clarity. If you're not changing the rule, fine, but just let the audience listen to what the referees are talking about. What are the VAR referees talking about? So there's a little bit of clarity. At least the people won't have rough-minded and not get stuck in what actually wrong has happened. They'll at least know that yes, the referees are talking about this, and yes, this is the solution that they've come up. Then you, as a fan, you can decide that yes, your decision is wrong or your decision is right. But now, since we cannot even hear actually what the referees are saying at any point of
we
time,
don't know.
we're clueless. We're
Yeah.
making our own opinion. We are making our own perspective on one situation, and we're fighting over. This is creating a huge amount of toxicity, in every social media platform. There are, like us Chelsea fans will talk about the chance against Timo Werner and every other game against the FA Cup final against Arsenal. That those two handball. We'll talk about that. Arsenal fans will talk about the other games. This is disrupting the community of the fans. I think so. This needs to be sorted.
100% agreed, man. Zain, my man, you're here. Before I introduce you, I just want to talk about a few other things as well. Zain, this is a very good comment. Rob Holding blocked it with his hand. The Arsenal one, it was clear block. And I want to just quickly bring this up as well from Rehan. VAR has made bad calls against us in our last 3 games. Havertz should have had a pen versus Arsenal. I use Perez handball and the Chilwell goal versus Leicester, plus all the ones on Tuesday versus Leicester as well. Yeah, like as I said, VAR, I have no issues with VAR. I think it's good. The other one as well, boys, is every time a goal is scored, I can't celebrate. I have to can I wait? What's going on?
You just can't celebrate. Being a Chelsea fan now, you cannot celebrate.
That whole natural reaction of when a goal used to be scored and you go, yeah, mental. Now you're like, ooh, just wait. Yep, okay, yeah. Like it's the whole natural feeling is gone. Zain, my boy, how you doing? Oh no, he's paused. Zain, I think we've lost you, my man.
I'm sorry, I just
Brilliant.
got some bad connection, but great to speak to you, Riz, and hi to the rest of the lads. Great to be finally on MIZ's channel.
Nice,
regular subscriber and frequent commentator.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. But yeah, what are you gonna say about VAR, my man?
It's very strange. I think the cricket analogy that you used was quite apt. I think each team should be given a limited amount.
The internet is pretty poor from Zain's side. Zain, your internet connection's poor, my man. Are you on Wi-Fi by any chance?
There has to be mobile network, I guess.
It's on mobile. I thought the mobile one would be a bit better. Anyway, Zain, I'm gonna have to remove you, man, because we can barely hear you unless you get your internet. Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah.
I'll just switch to my 4G. If it goes again, I'll just move out. Don't want to take anybody's bandwidth anymore.
All right, go on, man. Talk to us.
VAR for me is it's touchy. To be honest, I like the human error element in football games. I think the decision-making power should be with the referee on the ground. And I think it has to be somewhat like cricket does with the Hawkeye and the third umpire reviews. It's like each team should have a limited amount of reviews and they should be allowed to challenge it. But they do definitely need to improve VAR. I mean, the Tielemans decision right now over the weekend, that was ridiculous. I mean, that was a clear and obvious foul. And something which wasn't as clear, which was the second foul, which we ended up getting the penalty for. That was still sort of like, all right, okay, it could be sort of looked at later, but looked at like in a different way. They could have given it, not given it, and you'd be okay with it. But one was a very clear and obvious sort of foul.
Yeah, man, absolutely agreed.
Miz,
Ishraq here. Yeah, go on, Ishraq.
One more thing I would want to add is one difference that I've seen. I hope you'll also have seen that. If Champions League, VAR in Champions League is a bit different than VAR in Premier League and VAR in
the
FA Cup.
errors
Yeah.
there are less.
If you'd see, Miz, tell me that Tielemans' goal in FA Cup and Tielemans' goal, that same goal definitely would have been ruled out in Champions League finals, or maybe in
But there was a
Champions League.
clear handball leading up to
There was
that
a
goal.
clean handball, and I think so. Champions, if you would have played in Champions League, they would have waited, gone through the whole thing. They would have analyzed the situation and then given the decision. That did not happen in FA Cup, and that does not happen in Premier League. So I think so. There's a difference in analogy in both of the tournaments. I really don't know why, but they should sort this because we've seen in Champions League. The biggest example that I can give you at this point of time is Giroud's overhead kick. Against Atletico Madrid when we were playing them in away. That was a minute thing that VR had to check time and time again. We've been waiting for 3 minutes, I guess, for the goal to get.
And I think it was Hermoso who was making him onside.
Yes, and that was such a minute detail that the VR had to go through, running that thing time and time again, because that is a very huge thing. You're playing in a huge platform. That's a huge goal. You cannot rule anything off just by looking at it one glance. That same should have happened in FA Cup. I think so. That Tielemans goal, and that too, it is an FA Cup final. That should have gone through time and time again. VR should have gone through that, and I think so. The decision would have been made better. I think so. There's a difference. Why is it? I don't know. UEFA
100% agreed.
Operating differently,
100% agreed. Next season, the Premier League really needs to make sure that they get better at this. Ishraq, he's saying VAR is not at fault. It's the referees using it and the rule changes made by the FA. Exactly what I've said. Boys, that's enough about VAR. There's some interesting comments here. I want to start discussing about that. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, as well, today is an opportunity. I've opened up the gate. You can join me here. And we can have a discussion about anything that you want relating to Chelsea or other clubs, whatever you want. It's MIZ Talks with Chelsea fans. So yeah, talk with MIZ. That's what the episode's all about. Have a look at the pinned message. The link is there. So if you want to join, you can join. Next one that I want to talk about is this one over here, boys. MIZ, your thoughts about Sancho to Chelsea rumor. I'll start things off and I'll see what the boys have to say about this. I look. Obviously, I wouldn't mind getting Sancho. Sancho is a fantastic player to get. And he's had another very good season off the back of a very good season last season. So he's really building up the pedigree, of a top quality player season in, season out with Dortmund. But how do we get Sancho? I mean, who do we already can't give game time to Ziyech. Havertz is in and out of the team. Callum Hudson-Odoi is like an afterthought. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we have so many players who are so good, unless we move into an attacking formation with 4-3-3, then only we can start plugging more players in. But if we maintain the three at the back and the wing backs, then honestly, I don't know how we're going to accommodate more players like Sancho. The only way I see Sancho happening is we have to sell. We have to sell either Callum Hudson-Odoi or Ziyech or someone. I don't think we're going to sell Pulisic. I don't think we're going to sell Timo Werner. I don't think we're going to sell Havertz. So it would really have to be Callum Hudson-Odoi or Ziyech that would have to sell before we can even contemplate getting someone like Sancho. But of course, he's a fantastic player. He's someone who's a far better finisher than any of our wingers at the moment. His one-on-one abilities is a lot better. He's very good with his passing. So, Zain, what's your thoughts on Sancho?
I love him as a player. I think he's a brilliant player, and we'll definitely see what he's made of in the Euros. But is it necessary? I don't think he's the player that we necessarily need.
Yeah.
Definitely need a more creative central midfielder, because as much as I like Jorginho and Kovacic, they don't have a final pass in them. I don't expect it to come from Conte either. Maybe somebody like Cesc or of that ability to actually come in and, if we're, like you said, if we're going to play with three at the back and we're going to have two central midfielders, then we need somebody who can find that final ball. And probably a centre back as well, because I'm not the biggest fan of Kurt Zouma personally. I think he's a brilliant physical player, but tactically I don't really trust him because he has the odd mistake in him. Christensen and Christensen hasn't really lived up to the hype. I mean, he's a good player, tactically and technically, but is he cut out for the physicality of the Premier League? I can't say. So as much as I would love to have Sancho, but I think a centre back and a central midfielder is something we should be going for all out in the transfer window, and maybe a striker, a typical number 9. I mean, love to see Sancho come into the Chelsea kit, but not really a necessity for me, to be honest.
Yeah, man, I have to agree as well, man. I don't think it's a necessity for me at the moment. As great as Sancho is, I definitely think other areas are priority, as you said, Zain. A striker. For me, striker is number 1, and then maybe a DM with a different quality. I need someone who's able to maybe assist a lot more, maybe score a bit more as well, help us out in that area. We've got here Lee. Lee, my man, how you doing? Lee, you're on mute. Lee, can you hear us? All right, nothing from Lee. We'll just remove Lee.
Sorry to cut you off, Miz, but I was reading somewhere that we'll link to Verratti. What do you think about that? Marco Verratti was to come into the squad.
Yeah, look, we are linked with Verratti. We're linked with that Monaco player as well. I think his name is Chuyami or something. It's very hard to pronounce. I don't know, man. I mean, he's a very good player, but does he provide anything different to what Kante, Kovacic, or Jorginho provides? Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's a very similaristic player. It's not like Verratti goes out there and balls out and scores a lot of goals as well. I need a different type of a player who can either play as a lone DM. So I don't know, maybe someone like Declan Rice or someone of that nature. I don't know if Verratti can play as a lone DM. He's very much like another player, like a Kovacic sort of player. So we already have that. We need something different. Yeah. That's probably why I don't think I'd entertain that. Sid, what's your thoughts on Sancho, man?
I don't think we really need Sancho. Apart from his quality, I don't think he's needed. We have Ziyech, who we can give time, and we also what he can do in Champions League. Last year and prior to that. He is good. We can give time to Ziyech, and I think we can buy Declan Rice. He's a better option than Sancho. With Kante being injury prone and Kovacic was left out, we saw what happened.
Yeah, exactly. DM is far more important at the moment as opposed to getting another winger. We've got another newbie here. CFC Ben, my man, how you doing?
How you doing, bro?
Not bad, not bad. What's happening?
My English is not that good, so
that's all right. We'll manage. We'll manage, man.
Yeah. I have been a big fan of you since day one. Since you had the other Twitter, you know. You remember the other Twitter? Yeah. Before you started with this one. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. CFC Ben, talk to me about how do you feel about Sancho? Let's get your opinion on Jadon Sancho.
I think we don't really need him because we have a lot of wingers now. We have to sell some of the wingers, or we have to let them go before we even think about Sancho. I know he's good. I know he would probably be the starter, but we have other priorities. Especially, I think we need a midfielder.
Yes,
we are so light in midfielder. I saw what happened to us after Kovacic and Kante was out. Literally nobody like in the midfield apart from Jorginho, right? So we need a midfielder, at least 2 midfielders.
Yeah, I have to agree. We've been a bit in trouble in midfield as soon as Kovacic got injured. We definitely need someone in that particular manner. I want to bring this one as well from Declan Ireland. Thank you so much for this comment. Lewandowski link today. Ishan, I'll go to you, my man. I mean, we need a striker. I've been saying that we need a striker. But for me, the options were really Harry Kane, Lukaku, and Haaland. Now, apparently Harry Kane, that's nearly going to be impossible because of the rivalry, and he may be going to Man City. Haaland possibly, Bayern Munich will monopolize that league and will try and snap him up. So that leaves us Lukaku. But the whole Lewandowski situation, what do you think? I mean, he is getting older. By the time I think his contract finishes with Bayern Munich, he's going to be like I don't know, 32, 33, something like that. I don't know if I really want an older striker. I need someone who's a little bit more younger in his prime to come in and do the job. How do you feel about Lewandowski, man?
Yeah, absolutely spot on, Miss. I think so. Lewandowski is someone who any club would take at this point of time. But then yes, there are considerations that he's getting old. First and second, would he come to England, leaving Germany behind? I don't think so. That's happening. I don't think so. That's happening. I think so. He'll stay in Munich as far as Lewandowski is concerned, and as far as Haaland is concerned, I think so. He's also staying there in Borussia Dortmund. And talking about Haaland, he's way too expensive. Come on, he's way too expensive at his age. I think so. He needs
And
to
his
do
wage as
more.
well, Sean. His wage is
Oh my God, that was
insane.
what 680k per week. I think so. Oh my God, I think so. Above him is only Lionel Messi, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Above 8. No. I mean, come on, he's way too expensive. He needs to prove more. I'm not saying that he does not deserve that, but then he needs to prove more that for years. You cannot compare those wages to Messi's, because Messi has been the goats,
For
and
a
he's
long
been
time.
proving that
Yeah.
for a long time. Every year he's had a 30 to 35 plus goals per season, and Haaland has to prove that to reach those wages, and I think so now it's a bit very much premature. We cannot get Haaland. So yes, I think so. Out of all the options that you gave, I think so Lukaku is highly possible. If you tell me, I think so Inter Milan, if you're talking about the scenario in Inter Milan, if Antonio Conte goes out, which we are hearing that he might leave out, then there's a case that where does Antonio Conte go, first of all.
By the way, what with Antonio Conte? Always wants to leave. He wins a league and then he wants to leave. What is wrong with him, man? It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Even in Chelsea, he came, he won, and he left. And again, I'm not sure what's happening in Inter Milan, because he's going good there. I think so. Against Chelsea, he had some dispute with the board. I don't think so. That's the same case in Inter Milan, but I'm not sure why he's leaving. But then yes, if he does, that opens a gate for two candidates. One, Romelu Lukaku, and second is Lautaro Martinez. Now the thing is, where does Antonio Conte go if he leaves Inter Milan? Where does he go? If he stays, I think so Lukaku is staying. There's high chances that Lukaku is staying, because I don't think so Antonio Conte would like to do business with Chelsea Football Club, where he had that huge dispute before leaving. Yeah. So now let's imagine the fact that Antonio Conte left Inter Milan. Where does he go? If he goes there, there is a possibility that he attracts Romelu Lukaku there in that club, because these both guys have had a huge chemistry binded between them, in this past 1 year. Or else there is another option. If Antonio Conte goes somewhere, maybe not somewhere very much likely to what Romelu Lukaku wants to go, there's a huge chance that Lukaku might have an option to come back to Chelsea. He loves the club, and he's an academy player, right? Romelu Lukaku, he's a guy. So very much likely then Lukaku might come. But then the other options that you've said, Kane, obviously not. Lewandowski, I don't think so. And Haaland, we don't need that. I mean, that is too much.
Yeah, man, I completely agree. Haaland's too expensive. As much as he would be a great player to get, but wage structures, you don't want to mess around with that. You look what happened with Hudson-Odoi asking for so much wage, and then it's kind of sort of unsettled the team, where Tammy Abraham wants that level of wage as well. Now he's not getting that. We've got a couple of newbies here. Let's get them on. Ryan, how you doing, my man?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. How are you?
Not bad, man. Really good to have you here. What's your thoughts about some of the rumors that the guys here wants us to talk about? We're talking about now strikers. Lewandowski apparently been linked. We obviously need a striker. I feel like that's our first priority. Who do you want to see, coming into Chelsea next season as a striker, or do you want a striker at all?
I think Lewandowski is not going to happen. I mean, he's 32, 33 this year, I believe. For me, if you're going to pay 60 mil for a 32-year-old, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Lukaku is the most likely, especially now Inter are in apparently financial difficulty as well. They're not going to back Conte, and if you don't back Conte, well, Conte says goodbye, as always, which is fair enough. I mean, for me as well, Conte should be in the realm of some of the best managers. He is everywhere he goes, he wins. And
Juventus, Chelsea, Inter Milan. I mean, the guy just wins. He wins everywhere.
He started the Juve rise, didn't he? In 2010, I think. Yeah, it was him that started it. I mean, yeah. So if they're not going to back him, then I would love Lukaku to come to us. I think the way he's progressed, and especially since he's left Man United, I mean, I don't know what they were feeding him at Man United, but he was massive. He was huge. But now he's slimmed down. He looks so much better.
Bro, he looks lethal at the moment. He looks lethal.
Absolutely. But Haaland, I for 600,000, however much it's going to be, he's gonna take time to adjust to the Premier League. Everyone thinks he's going to hit the ground running. No, that's not how it ever works. Hardly any players do that. So
and also, Ryan, can you imagine all the other players also starting to demand that level of money as well? They'll be like, why is he getting so much money? He's just come in. We've been like, say for someone like Mason Mount, he'll be like, I've done a lot more. Why am I not getting that level of money? You know what I mean? Yeah,
and I mean, we're not really a club that pays our players ridiculous amounts. I mean, Hazard and Kante, I think Kante's on 300, 320.
Yeah.
And we've never paid Hazard over 400, I believe. So, and you know, he was different gravy.
Superb.
So,
yeah. Exactly right, man. Rehan Hussein, let's bring you in, my man. What do you got to say about some of the rumors that we've been talking about? Sancho, now striker. Well, what are some of your priorities, Rehan?
Probably a striker too, but I feel like Lukaku's not going to come to Chelsea because Abramovich has too much pride to let him go for a cheap price. So we won't re-sign him. I don't think Haaland or Lewandowski is going to happen either because they're just too expensive. So I'm not really sure. Like Keane, I don't think Levy's going to sell him to Chelsea for because of what happened with Modric, especially. I can't see Keane coming, so I don't really know if we're going to get. That's the problem.
You know what? This is a very good time to, and I've been thinking about this, and I brought this up yesterday yesterday my time. It's still today in UK. In Matisse's show, All You Can Eat Chelsea. Let's talk a little bit about Tammy Abraham because we've been talking about all the strikers over here in this panel, and all of us are a little bit undecided as to whether these things are actually going to happen or not. Because Lukaku is probably the biggest one that feels like it can happen, but really it all depends on Conte. If he stays, then he doesn't want to deal with us. He'll keep someone like Lukaku. They've made it to the Champions League. They won the Serie A. So it's very difficult how we try and take him away. I do want to talk to you guys about Tammy Abraham. I feel like in just maybe a couple of weeks ago, I didn't really care too much about Tammy Abraham. I was like, you know what? Thomas Tuchel can do whatever he wants to do. I completely trust him. But now it's getting to a point where I'm thinking, if we don't get a striker and we get rid of Giroud next season, because he is getting old, let's be honest, how many more years can we keep using Giroud? We have to let him go. Why doesn't someone like Tammy Abraham just accept the fact that just play as a second fiddle? You're still going to get minutes. And if you can really impress, you can become the Chelsea #1 striker. Just be patient. What do you guys have to say? I'll start with Zayn here. Zayn, your thoughts on Tammy Abraham, my man?
Tammy's a good striker. I think obviously he's our top scorer at the moment as far as strikers are going. He's a decent player, but I don't know. Maybe I don't find him as impressive. I don't think he has the X factor sort of thing to lead the line. He's not particularly physical. Yes, he's technically quite sound, but I don't think he's a physical striker. I mean, if you compare him with the people that we are being linked to, like Harry Kane, Haaland, or Lukaku, you know that the manager or the club wants to play a very physical type of striker, the sort of Drogba role that we want. And I don't think he's technically good enough to actually help or assist Timo if Timo is actually going to come in. Timo's going to be a regular starter. I think as far as strikers, I'd go for somebody like an Ollie Watkins, he's going to play second fiddle, but he's going to get some goals every now and then. Because I don't think Timo is actually going to be displaced as the #1 striker. I think they're going to persist with him.
Thomas Tuchel likes him, man. Thomas Tuchel likes him a lot, so he's not going to go. Yes.
And I like Timo as well. I think he makes sense. He makes good runs. He presses the defensive line high. Yes, finishing will come eventually, like Rehan and Rehan said that you're not gonna or Ryan. I'm sorry, I'm confusing who said this, but you're not going to hit the ground running. Even if you get a Haaland, that's what we've experienced with Timo Werner. Tammy, for me, isn't somebody that can lead the line. Yes, he's a decent player, but I think he'd be, for a club like ours, which has too many rigorous requirements, I think he's not. We need a top class striker, because at the end of the day, as good as he is, you need a striker who can get you 20, 25 goals a season if you want to challenge for the top honors. And I don't think Tammy necessarily has it in him. I don't know why Thomas Tuchel doesn't like him. He should be given more opportunities. But it could be a training thing. He might not be a good trainer. He might not be, he might not rate him technically like not to sound too big, but not like I don't rate him too technically. But I think he'd be better off in a club like, let's say, like an Everton or a Wolves, where he's going to play regular and he's going to, he's going to get minutes under him. He might actually be the focal point of the team. But for a club like Chelsea, I don't think he has the capacity to actually lead the line.
No, 100% agreed, man. I'm going to have to leave a few people now because a lot more other people are lined up. Sid, I'll let you go for the timing. Thank you so much for your time, my man, Sid. I'll let you go here. And for the time being, let's keep the rest. I will slowly start just letting a few other people go as well as we go on. CFC Ben, I want to hear what you have to say about Tammy Abraham. I mean, how are you feeling about lately how Oliver Giroud comes from the bench when I feel like maybe Tammy Abraham could provide a little bit more with his pace and whatnot? I completely agree with what Zane's saying. I don't think Tammy Abraham is the out-and-out striker at the moment that can lead the line, but I think he could play a second fiddle. It's really up to him. But yeah, what's your thoughts, CFC?
No, I think Tammy he's done. He's done in Chelsea. Yeah, he was never a good striker for us. We used to have those strikers like Drogba and Diego Costa that can do the dirty job, hold up play, that can shoot, that can finish, that can head. But he's like 6'5", 6'4", something like that, and he cannot even head. He's done. Yeah, he cannot control the ball. He is reckless. Most of the time when I see him, he kind of plays like he have some kind of sandals in his shoes or something like that. I don't know which sandals, Yeah, because most of the time he's on the ground. He's not tough. He's big.
Yeah, you know what? That's one thing I don't like about him. He keeps falling over. Like for someone who's tall, he should be using his, his physique a lot more.
Yeah, and I understand. But he's, I don't know, man. He's shit. For the Chelsea, he's not good enough. He's a good coacher, but not good enough.
Can I offer a different point of view?
100% go for it, Ryan, man. Go for it. That's what I want. So that's the other side of the coin, my man.
I think, Tammy, the disrespect he gets from the fan base is disgusting. We've already been through this story before with Lukaku. When Lukaku was playing with Mourinho, when I think he was 21, forgive me if I'm wrong, or 20, he wasn't great. Yeah. His hold-up play was a bit iffy. His touch wasn't that great. But now, you see the player he is now. Tammy, in my opinion, is miles ahead of where Lukaku was. I mean, last season, what did he get? 18 goals in competitions? That's non-penalty goals as well. I mean, non-penalty goals. That's a lot of goals for a 22-year-old. And you saw a little glimpses of progression this season when he was played under Lampard. His hold-up play was getting better. Even his first touch was getting a bit better. Yeah. So for me, I think we just don't have any patience in terms of Tammy, and I don't understand why.
Here's the thing, right? You say that we don't have patience, which is true. Our fan base has never been known for patience. But where's the patience for Tammy as well? I feel like, why doesn't he just sign the contract and fight for his place? Because I feel like eventually he could become Chelsea's number one. He could. But it seems like now it's like he wants to be the number one right now, which, Ryan, you have to agree. We can't just give him the number one striker role right now, yeah?
I think that in terms of the contract, I believe it was down with money, and Mason and Reece were getting actually paid more on their contract compared to Tammy. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but if that's true, then that's
completely fair. Callum was the one who's getting more, and he's not even playing that much.
Yeah, and in my opinion, Callum has been pretty mediocre this season. You've seen glimpses of brilliance, but pretty mediocre for how much he gets paid. So I understand from the contract point of view, and I understand Thomas Tuchel doesn't like Tammy, and I don't know. I just feel like if his name was Taminio and he was playing in the Bundesliga, people would be raving about him. And people don't understand how hard it is to be a striker in the Premier League. Like, there's not many strikers that have scored over 100 goals in the Premier League. There really are, compared to how many strikers play. So I don't know. I think.
Nah, man. I honestly appreciate your point of view, Ryan. I really do. Look, as you said, the slander is probably not accepted. He is a very good player. You know what? I've probably got no doubts if he leaves Chelsea, which looks like probable at the moment. Whoever he goes to, I think he's going to ball out. And don't sort of quote me on this, but I have a feeling this is how we always operate. If he does well in about 3-4 seasons, I reckon we're probably going to go back to him and we're going to buy him for like about 80 million, 90 million and bring him back, just the way we're doing now with Lukaku. So, this sort of craziness can happen. Just quickly, this super chat here, Gabriel, thank you so much. No rip-off purchase. Danny Ings finishing is enough. Yeah, Danny Ings is another very good striker. I do want to ask Alex. Alex, thanks for joining, my man. What's your thoughts on Tammy Abraham?
I'm not sure. I think it has to be something like behind the scenes that's preventing him from. I don't if he's not doing what he's told in training or not showing the right attitude, or because it has to be something. I feel like because I would. Granted, I don't rate Tammy extremely high, but I would probably rate him above Olivier Giroud.
Yeah,
it's and Olivier is a lot closer to the first 11 than Tammy is at the moment, at least.
Yeah, I have to agree. Something must have gone wrong. Yeah, continue, Alex.
Yeah, but for me, it has to be something like that. He's not training in the way that Tuchel wants him to, or something like that. I can't see. It feels so strange otherwise.
No, 100% agreed. I'll bring in Anirudh Nair as well. But before we get to that, I do have to let one of you guys go. Zayn, my man, I might have to let you go. Thank you so much for your time. More than welcome for you to come back again.
Cheers, man. Thank you so much.
Take care, my man. Take care. All right. Pratik, what do you have to say about this whole Tammy Abraham situation, man? Are you a bit surprised that he's not even... As Alex said, I feel like something definitely has gone wrong. I can't really be a player that just doesn't listen to instructions or he trains poorly. I cannot believe that, because under Frank Lampard, he was training absolutely fine. So what's your thoughts about this whole situation about Tammy Abraham?
Yeah, hi, Miss. How are you doing?
Good, my man. How's things?
Yeah. Something is wrong with Tammy, and also with the management, or we can say Tuchel. But let's not forget, what Tuchel expects from Tammy is, I think, versatility, which he lacks, We see all these German players, Havertz, Werner, then Pulisic, who has come from Dortmund. They have versatility, man. They can play up front, then slide back,
play out wide,
play out wide and all. But then, Tammy, he can play only the striker position. He cannot drop back, and he cannot help. And also, he lacks physicality. He also lacks physicality.
I've mentioned that. I feel like he fell over.
If you remember, the last time he got injured against Newcastle, you saw that, right? How the defender, they just had hold of Tammy, and he's a bit injury prone also. And then, but Tammy has his positive aspects also, because if we see the attacking side, the amount of crosses we had and the players who missed, Werner and Pulisic, in that final touch. So if we had Tammy in that position, we could have scored the goals. 2-3 goals we could have easily scored and could have won the game. But then the Tuchel, he expects the whole game player. He doesn't expect one single thing, and he can just on base of that he can select the player. So that's what I can say about Tammy.
Nah, fair point, man. Fair point. Look, boys. That's enough about Tammy. Let's talk about another. Let's revert back to the Aston Villa situation. We do have a game coming up. I do want to talk about that. Anirudh, let's get your perspective, my man. Aston Villa, the last game coming up in the Premier League for us. We 100% need a victory. Obviously, if we get a draw, then it really depends on other teams. But I don't want to get into that situation. Anirudh, do you feel if we filled our number one team, the kind of team that we played against Leicester, which is sort of similar to Real Madrid first leg, do you feel then we should be very confident for the victory, that Aston Villa probably should be eliminated by us? How do you feel about moving into this game?
See, I just have one thing to say. I need all the guys to perform. I need the best players on the pitch that day. I don't care what they do, but I need the best players out there.
I love this. Message for the Chelsea football team from Anirudh. Everyone perform big time.
Big time. And everyone needs to perform. And this is like what could you say? An audition for the Champions League.
Yeah.
Want to play the Champions League? Perform in the Aston Villa game. And then I heard that he's going to bring on Tino as well for the game.
A Livramento?
Yeah, I think so.
Really? In this Aston Villa game?
Yeah, I think so. I read it on Twitter, I think.
Oh man, don't trust Twitter. Who's saying it? What's the source?
Let me just confirm it one more time. I think it was Simon Johnson. Not sure.
Simon Johnson said that Tino Livramento will be. Look, maybe he may be in the squad, but I'd be very surprised if he gets a start.
Maybe on the bench.
You won't be starting, but then he'll get a few minutes for sure.
Look, that's fine by me, man. Honestly, that's fine by me if he gets some minutes at the end. But yeah, go on, Nipun.
I just wanted to say a few things about the Aston Villa game. I want to see a full strength squad. We cannot underestimate them. They beat anyone can beat Tottenham these days. But we still shouldn't underestimate them.
No, 100% we should. By the way, Nipun, where are you, man? It seems like you're in are you in a shop or something? Where's the background?
I'm in a restaurant.
This is brilliant. Look at where the other side of the coin is. They are in restaurants at the moment. You know, we got Nipun here talking to me instead of enjoying the restaurant.
You're Australian, aren't you?
I'm in Australia. Yeah, I'm in Australia. That's right. By the way, what are you ordering? Nipun, what are you ordering? Tell us what you're ordering, my man.
I've ordered a carbonara.
Nice, my man. Nice. This is brilliant. Whereabouts are you? Are you from India or somewhere else in the world?
Well, born and raised in the UK. My parents are from India.
Nice.
You're from where? Pakistan, Bangladesh?
I'm from Bangladesh. Bangladesh background. Yeah, Bangladeshi background.
Same as Sadiq.
Yeah, Sadiq as well, from Bangladeshi background. Yeah, but pretty much grew up here in Sydney. It's good. It's good that you're in a restaurant and
I can tell by your accent. It's very strong.
Yeah, the reach is unbelievable of football. But yeah, look, Nipun, if you want to hang around. I do want to ask the other boys what they think about the Aston Villa game as well. So if you want to hang around. I'll go to.
I'll put my mic on mute for now.
Cool.
If I want to say something, I'll just unmute myself.
No problems, my man. No problems. Let's go to Ishan. Ishan, I got your thoughts on Aston Villa. Let's get Ben. CFC Ben, what's your thoughts on the Aston Villa coming up? Obviously, Anirudh was very, very strict that he wants to see good performance. Whoever plays doesn't matter. It's an audition for the Champions League. But yeah, how are you feeling moving into the Aston Villa game?
Yeah, I think it is. It's a must-win game. We have to play the same teams that we played against Leicester. Apart from, of course, Kante and Kovacic. We have to start the same energy, the same pressures that like we started against Leicester, on them from minute one, and to start to kill the game early on. That's what we have to do, and they have also advantage with their fans, and everything. So it can't go wrong. That's why we have to start with the big boys.
No, I have to agree, my man. Have to agree. Ryan, are you confident? I feel like I'm very confident. If we defensively start with the same lineup, the way we did against Leicester, I don't want any more tinkering. The only sort of tinkering that I want is, as Declan Ireland has put here, maybe not risk Kante and put in Kovacic. How confident are you moving into this game? Ryan? Ryan, you there? I think we might have lost Ryan. I'll go to you, Alex, man. How confident are you moving into this game?
Defensively, I'm not that concerned about Villa, considering how they played versus Spurs. Because if you saw their goals, they were basically own goals from Reguilon.
Yeah.
And one of them was literally an own goal, but the second one was quite the assist as well. But I don't know, man. They didn't feel that threatening, and Spurs looked really weak, even though they have the top scorer and assister in the league. So I'm not that concerned. But the question is can we? Will we be able to use the chances that we get, or will we start missing and getting offsides? And
Can you imagine if it turns out to be one of those games where we just miss? And that's been the biggest issue in Thomas Tuchel era. Everything else has been pretty on point, but we just can't finish. Ishan, this is a bit of a worry for us, the finishing. And moving into every game, I get really worried. But I feel like if defensively, if we are very strong, which we have been, then we're always good for one goal, at least good for one goal. Is that how you feel as well?
Yeah, I think so. Under Thomas Tuchel, that's what we've been doing right from the beginning. We've kept our defense line very rigid. We've not allowed any goals right from the beginning. We've had some up and down moments in the past few games, but then yes, our defense line has been rigid, and that's what Thomas Tuchel is known for, having a good defense. And then yes, go on, have a clean attack. But then yes, finishing is our problem, I think. So if we start finishing those goals, we could win matches 4-0, 5-0, I think so, every game. So that I think so that's where we're lacking a center forward, a proper number 9. I think so. This game also, if we finish, if we'd be clinical in finishing, I think so it would be an easy game for us. Yes, defensively we are very rigid, but then we cannot forget that Aston Villa is also good. There's a huge threat with the likes of Grealish, Watkins, and El Ghazi there up front. We have to be very, very, very cautious. But then yes, defensively we are very, very rigid. But then if you look into a few things, the past few goals that we have conceded, it has been individual mistakes. Having Kovacic against Leicester, we've had Kovacic against Arsenal. It was that blunder, Jorginho's blunder. And even in FA Cup final, it was a long ranger, but then yes, it was a handball, so we cannot count that much on the defensive
and also
line.
it was a Reece James pass that was intercepted and then led to that goal. And obviously Jorginho didn't close down quickly enough. Thiago Silva didn't close down, so it was a collective error.
That you could say that also. So it has been some individual errors, I think so. If it be very cautious and not provide any room of escape for the Aston Villa attacking front, I think so would be very good. Not conceding a goal does not make the deal here. We have to score, we have to win. Like I said earlier, a draw does not make us clear. A draw does not mean party. I think so. If we draw and Leicester and Liverpool, win, then they
go in front. They're going
in front, and we're in Europa League. I cannot imagine our team playing the Europa League. Please don't tell me.
Can you imagine? After all of this hyping up, and then we get to Europa.
After all of this, Champions League finalists, FA Cup finalists, and we're playing the Europa League the next year. Please don't do that.
Disgusting.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I like it. I like it. Sean, you know what, man? I've enjoyed your conversation a lot. I think I might have to bring you on more regularly as a proper
I'm happy to
permanent
be.
part.
I'll be here. Yeah.
I will definitely keep in touch. Boys, I might have to let you guys go because I want to start wrapping things up and I want to talk to other fans as well and see what they have to say. Live chat, thank you so much for constantly saying what you want to say. Please keep commenting because I do want to wrap things up. But yeah, Nipun, you're back again. Talk to us.
So, Miz, before you go, when are you next doing the call-in show?
Look, I'll probably create a better schedule of the call-in next season. I want to do more frequently, but I think the next one, let's think about it, because tomorrow is the preview for the Aston Villa game. Maybe Saturday morning, UK? Maybe Saturday morning? I might have that.
Saturday morning, UK.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say about 11-ish a.m. I don't know.
11 a.m. Yeah, I'm usually up by that time. And a bit of a PR move by me, please don't mind. Guys, if you want to subscribe to my channel, it's Nipun Sharma. I'm on the road to 400, and I'm aiming for 1,000 by Christmas.
Brilliant. Nipun, why don't you do this? Provide the comment for the link to your YouTube channel, and I'll post it. I'll put it in the description so that people go and subscribe to you. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna have to put my name.
And put the link. Put the link of your YouTube channel.
Okay, it's gonna take some time because I'm on.
That's fine, man. Take your time. I'm here. Just let me know, or you can even message me and whatnot. But guys, I'll have to slowly let you guys go. Thank you so much, Nipun. Pratik, thank you so much. I'll definitely talk to you very soon. So thank you for your time. Alex, my man, thank you so much for your time as well. It's been very, very good having you on. And Ryan, are you there? You sort of dropped off. Yo, you're here. Yeah, you somewhat dropped off. Ryan, once again, I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed what you had to say, and I might keep in touch with you as well to bring you in this channel on a more regular basis. I do love having fans come in and like Ishan. I'm very impressed by his takes, and I'm equally impressed by you as well, Ryan, for your takes. So I definitely want to keep in touch. DM me if you guys have me on Twitter or on Instagram. Guys, follow me on Instagram. I've got close to 40 people on. Please follow me on Instagram. As you can see, the information's there in the screen. If that's more convenient for you guys, follow me there. But yeah, Ryan and Ishan, DM me wherever you want to. Let's talk, because I do want to integrate you guys more often into the show. I really appreciate your thoughts. It's been brilliant. And yeah, for the time being, I'm going to let you guys go. So that I can spend a few more minutes right at the end and talk to some other fans as well. So Ryan and Ishan will keep in touch. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have these final moments to us. I've got here Siddharth saying I disturb you frequently. That's fine, Siddharth, man. I don't feel one bit disturbed at all, man. We've got here Siddharth saying, what a nice time on your stream, my man. Thank you so much. Look, as I said, I'd never ever feel disturbed. DM me, guys. As I said, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. I'm really trying hard to build that Instagram platform. So do follow me on Instagram. DM me if you want to. Let's talk about any final thoughts on the game. Just quickly, I'll bring in Devang. Devang's always here trying to, communicate in the live chat. So one last particular person to have in the live chat. Devang, my man, how you doing?
Hello.
How you doing, Devang?
Hello, I am fine. How are you, Miss?
Not bad at all, man. Not bad. How's your confidence moving into the Aston Villa game?
My confidence is good, but our attack is not working. Defense is superb.
Fair enough.
I want to talk one point.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I see on Twitter that Chelsea board wants to work with our coach Thomas Tuchel very closely in this transfer. And I like that point very much. Just like Pep and Klopp.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
So how you assess that point? What's your assessment?
My assessment is that so you're saying the board wants to work very close to Thomas Tuchel, yeah? And what my thoughts are about that? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
That's fantastic. Honestly, I want the board to be working with the manager. I mean, at the end of the day, the manager is the one that sees this team day in, day out, understands what needs to, what sort of quality that needs to come in. And I don't want the board to just work by themselves, which they have in recent times. I want them to get the manager's input. I want them to get the manager involved. I want them to ask the manager which particular areas do they think needs a bit of strengthening. But at the same time, I want them to think about the long term as well. I don't want, for example, let's just say argument's sake, Thomas Tuchel, he gets a particular player that suits his style, but then he gets sacked 6 to 12 months later, and then that particular player does not fit another manager's. So I need the club, the manager, all to work together, but at the same time, when they select a player, to have a longer vision that if something happens, that the player can still be an asset for the team. Like, for example, Jorginho, right? He's been very good. I'm not going to say he's been very good under Thomas Tuchel, but really, he was a Sarri. He was a Maurizio Sarri player. Jorginho. So I don't want a particular player that is pigeonholed for one manager. I want a player that can play in many different systems, and I want the club to have a system that they're working on, even if the manager gets sacked, that they can pick up another manager and they can prolong with the philosophy and the system that they want. So look, man, it's a very complex question, but I feel like you look at someone like Manchester City. Do you know what I mean? Even before Pep Guardiola, they were playing some very good football under Pellegrini. I remember, and even before that, who was it? Yeah.
I think Man City are working on Barcelona football, Barcelona style.
Yeah, absolutely. Pep Guardiola from background of Barcelona. So
and their directors also are. I think they brought from Barcelona only. Their CEO and all.
Yeah, that Berg's something.
I think I forgot his name.
Yeah, something Shiki or something like that.
Yes, Shiki and Ferenc Seriano, something like that.
100%, man. Devang, thank you so much for your time. I do want to wrap things up, and I want to maybe just get some final points.
One last thing.
Go on.
I am your big fan.
Thank you so much, Devang. Thank you so much, my man.
I am in India. I am in India now.
Man, massive shout out to India. By the way, just before I let you go, how's things in India at the moment with the virus?
It has little improved, but not much.
I'm honestly, I hope it gets improved a lot more.
Thank you.
And it gets better and better, and also all the things that's happening in Palestine as well. I do hope that it all clears up, and I pray for both these countries that it gets better. Moving forward, it's not nice what's happening over there. But Devang, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Miss. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end, but as we finish things off, thank you so much to the live chat for always joining. Smash the like button. That's number one. Number two, follow me on Instagram. I am trying to grow there, so do that. And some of the announcements coming up is the Aston Villa preview will be happening most probably 2 p.m. UK Friday. Generally, the press conference is around 1:30 p.m. UK, so we'll probably have the preview at 2 p.m. with my preview gang. Hopefully RJ and Taryn and everyone, they're all free, so bring them in. And then Saturday we may have another one of these shows early morning because the games are on Sunday. So on Saturday I might have one of these shows with the fans again. So do tune in for that. If you want to have something to talk about or a topic that you want to bring up, come and join, and we can discuss that as a unit. And then obviously Sunday is the game. I'm not really sure whether I want to do a pre-match. Maybe I might do a pre-match just before the game where we can talk about the lineup. We may do that. So do look out for that, but 100% the review. Post-match, do make sure you're there for the review. It's going to be the last preview for the Premier League season. And hopefully we secure the top 4, which is going to be fantastic. And then, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be a mad final week leading up to the Champions League. I've got big guests left, right, and center lined up, live streams every day, sometimes even twice a day, with some big guests that's been lined up. So, I want to do all of that for you guys, and I also want to have another one of these, talk Chelsea with MIZ session where I bring you guys on just before the Champions League, which is going to be very interesting. I want to hear what you guys all have to say. So, guys, before I go, as I said, subscribe if you're here new, and hit the bell notification. And until next time, everyone, see ya.